Hello everybody, Toby here again with the 216 Auto Restoration, 1968 Corvette over here. On the last video that I was doing, I was removing the basically all the weather stripping and everything off of the T-tops. Got that all done. Got all the trim pulled off of it on the top here, so just got to come around and scuff this up. Get the right off of here, get all this old adhesive off of there, and proceed to sand the rest of the vehicle. But today what I wanted to try to accomplish is getting the weather stripping off the doors. So this will be weather stripping door removal on 1968 Corvette. So basically have this weather stripping that goes around here. Let me bring this down a little bit. Goes right around the whole door right here, all the way along, right around here, and then all the way up into here. So if you want to paint a vehicle, usually you want to take all this weather stripping off just to get it a lot cleaner. Try to tape it off. The tape really doesn't stick to the weather stripping very good. I guess you can use lacquer thinner or something to soften it up a little bit, but usually it's best recommended to replace the weather stripping anyway, especially on a vehicle this old. Weather stripping's been on there since 1968, probably 67 when it was built, but 1968, so it's been on there quite some time. So what I wanted to show right here is right up in here, there are two screws right here, and that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to remove those two screws, and the rest of it should be those little white tabs that are embedded into the weather stripping that go into the holes on the door itself. At least that's what I think on all Camaros, Chevelles, Novas, all the vehicles, mostly all the GM. Even Ford, like Mustangs and stuff, they all have that basically same type of a weather stripping. So if you do these one time or something, they're usually pretty easy to do. I'm not going to say easy, but they're basically all the same to do. So you have a couple screws on that back side of that one, and then right up in here, I see a screw up in here, right there, that's holding the weather stripping on. A screw right here on this side here. Basically, that's all the screws I see so far. So this should not be too darn bad. I don't want to jinx myself, because every time you say something's not going to be too bad, it usually turns into a lot bigger process than what you thought. So just bring this down here so you can kind of see the whole door. Got enough light on here. I'm just going to pull those screws and we'll see what we got. Of course, like always, I put a little bit of that weather strip adhesive along here too to keep it kind of held in place. So you can see how old this weather stripping is. I mean, you can't hardly even push it. It's so old and brittle. It's gonna fall apart. There's like a little bit of a metal, kind of a springy type of metal that usually runs along this weather stripping here to try to keep it all together. So while I've got my screwdriver handy, I'm going to screw up here. Bring you in a little closer, hopefully you can see. There's the screw right here. Down in an awkward position. That one there, and another one right here. The weather stripping is really nice, but also it can be a little bit of a pain too, because once you get a car painted, you put the new weather stripping on and everything, then you go to close the doors, and the doors don't seem to want to close as good as they used to after the weather stripping's been broke in and beat down a little bit. And it softens up and it kind of forms. Yeah. Trim removal tools here. Like I said, that's been on there for so long. Kind of made itself a home for the last 40 some years. There we go. Glad there wasn't no more screws there. Just gonna proceed to slowly go along here and pry this off and see if there's some of them tabs there. Looks like there's quite a bit of the glue right in here. Put on these corners and these rounded edges. Try to put those tabs in sometimes. Gets to be a pain in the rear too. So if you put a little adhesive on, help yourself out. They become about 4 to 6 inches there, and I haven't seen a tab yet, so. And basically, that thing's just kind of falling off here. You can see that. Yeah, the weather stripping came right off of here, so no tabs, just glue, adhesive, I guess. Feels like the same thing on the bottom here. Seen a tab yet. And it looks like this is basically a 2-part piece of weather stripping. This part right here, when I got it down here in the middle, there was a break in the middle. Break in it makes it look like that's where it was adjoining each other. I'm gonna try to take this off with as much care as I can, because I don't want to cause me any more headaches coming back along here and having to scrape all that weather strip adhesive off. Basically, yeah, this is all just glued on. Makes it a little easier for me to get that stuff off of there. Just gonna keep working my way around here. Just go ahead and yank it off like that. I guess that would work, but all this black stuff is going to be left on the vehicle and not stay with this weather strip. So you're going to come along with sandpaper or something, getting the rest of that stuff off, and that can really be a pain in the butt. Laying down on the ground and getting underneath here. Done it lots and lots of times. There's some more of it. Just broke off. Just so darn fragile and so old. Put quite a bit right in here. Just makes for a way cleaner job if you can get all of this off of here. So I want to come in and I want to paint all of this door jambs completely inside of here. When you go to put the new weather stripping on, we'll have a brand new material, brand new paint, brand new clear coat. Bond too. Just makes it for a way cleaner job. Some people come along and they'll paint the whole outside of the car, and they won't even do the door jambs. Then when you open it up, got red on the outside of the car and maybe black inside of here, so it just doesn't look as good or as clean. Well, that was pretty easy. Had 2 screw holes up here, a couple up there on the front, and the rest of it was just glued on. So that was pretty easy, everybody. That's how to remove the weather stripping off a door on a 1968 Corvette. That's what I'm going to do here now. So maybe up on this end. Bring it up here a little bit. So this piece right here goes right along here, because I want to be able to paint this also. So we'll see how that is on there. So this is new to me as far as a Corvette goes. Done a lot of Camaros, some Chevelles and GTOs, Novas, Mustangs. They're basically all the same. Just little different models and different styles. Different year makes a little bit of a difference. So there was a screw right here, basically. I'm sorry I didn't tell you what I was doing, but there was a screw right here. And it's the only screw I see in here. And if I pull this back, sometimes there'll be screws underneath here. I don't see any there. But it does look like there's a metal channel. Looks like it, whoever painted it, they basically painted it back, and it should be trim like this, right along here. So what I'm thinking is this piece of weather stripping lays in a groove inside this metal tracking. We'll see. That's how it is on most of the other vehicles that I've worked on, or no, on quite a few of the vehicles. Need that metal tab. It's like a lot of this is just basically glued. like to get all this off as one nice piece. Just for reference, when I go to put the new stuff back on, you'll be able to kind of see how this sat, because this is always gonna fit right back where it was, because it's been there for so long. There's a metal tab right there. Just slowly pry up on this. Get it out of that back corner there. Doesn't look like anything else is holding that except adhesive. There, kind of broke loose there. Kind of tucks up under here. Yeah, it's basically kind of what I thought. So this, let me get this weather stripping off here. Let me show you what I was talking about. I used a lot of adhesive on here. Breaking loose. So if you look at this weather stripping here, you can kind of see there's a bit of a lip right along here. Of course, this piece is gone, still in the channel, but this lip kind of sits up underneath this lip here. So when you go to put your new weather stripping on, you want to push it into that channel. That's what's going to kind of hold it in place on this end of it. So to come back along here and get all of that weather stripping and all that glue out of there. So the weather stripping's right up on that channel. If I can pull it out, that's going to make it so much easier than trying to dig it out of there. And it's slowly coming. Got a big chunk of it out of there. Looks like it was that piece right there. It was stuck up under there. There you have it. That's actually cleaned up pretty well. That definitely looks like it was, oh yeah, look at that's definitely paint. So that should be nice and shiny like that. You open up your door and you see that nice piece of weather stripping there, and see the nice chrome there instead of old ugly black paint. Clean up, just kind of cleaned up with my fingernails so I don't put any scratches in it. Best way, probably when I start cleaning all this up, I'll probably come back with some lacquer thinner. Take that right off of there. Use lacquer thinner for cleaning all my stuff, all my paint guns, paint tools. So there you have it. Now I have a pretty clean except to have like a all along here, of course, probably to keep any water getting into the vehicle right here. There's probably some, looks like it's probably got some seam sealer going along this edge right here. And that looks like I might have to kind of dig that out of there and put some new seam sealer in there. Be the best thing to do for sure. Keep it tight and keep it watertight. And also help with the air noise too, maybe. All right, so I believe that's all the weather stripping right here. Got around the door. Let me show you this piece here too. This right here, definitely gonna have to be replaced. It's just all weathered and gouged up and stuff like this, but it's the same principle as that back there. It's probably got some glue in there, and it also just fits in the channel. Yeah, and it's just gonna basically pull off down through here. Yeah, look at how bad and rotten. You can see that up under there. That is definitely needs to be replaced. Gonna really keep down on the air noise and stuff in these vehicles. Replace that stuff. And here's that groove I was talking about that fits up underneath the backside of this channel. So I'm just gonna pull this off of here, get that out of the way. There's probably a screw down in here, I would think. Nope, I guess not. Oh, there you go, look at. See how brittle that is, how old. And it's probably just gonna crack and break. And this this channel that it fits up into, and you can go ahead and take that off. But if it was on like I'll just say a hard top, and it came across here like this and went that way, then I would probably pull this off and pull it all the way off across the bottom of the roof and paint that area. But being that this is a T-top and this is all chrome, I don't need to paint any of this. So I'm not gonna pull this channel out of there. I'm just gonna leave it there like it is. And this one, man, that is so hard, it's hard. I can't even hardly get it to move. That's definitely gonna have to come off also. this. One screw there, and this feels like there's definitely some metal in there, but if you can see right here, there's a screw right there. Thinking if I pull that screw, the rest of this is probably gonna come right off. Yeah, famous last words. Oh, there's a screw right here also. So that's definitely what's holding that on. Bring it down here with me. Yeah, screw right up under here. And screw right in there. Definitely don't like stripping screws on these things. Be real pain in the butt. So if you seen the yesterday video I did yesterday on the T-top trim removal, stripped the screw on that. It gave me a bunch of heartache. That one's gonna be a bugger, it looks like. Get my little shorty screwdriver. Ooh, thank gosh that turned. That could have been a real pain in the butt. If that one turned, if I would have stripped it, I probably would have been able to take that out, and I was trying to take the door off. Trying not to do that if at all possible. I can get up in here and spray all these door jambs really good without taking removal of the door. I'm having to mess with the shims and realigning and everything. Let's see if anything else is holding this bugger. Break some of that weather stripping adhesive loose. That was it. There you go, that's that piece. There's a screw hole there, screw hole there. Piece just sits right up in there. Oh, there you have it, everybody. How to remove this piece is probably the same thing. It's just gonna. It sounds like there must be a visitor out here. Don't get too many of them out here in the neck of the woods. Looks like this one's just adhesive on also. Yep, that's it. All right, there you go. I removed the weather stripping on a 1968 Firebird. It's basically as far as the door and the T-tops stuff goes. So my next probably adventure, I'm going to do the other side and get that all taken care of. But my next adventure that I'm going to tackle will be removing the windows. That way I can just get this trim off. I need to get this trim off of here. It's going to be a lot of work to just to remove that little piece. Well, there you go, everybody. Thank you for watching. Toby here with 216 Auto Restoration. Remember, sanding really sucks. Thanks, everybody. Take care.